Okay, this will be lesson 4 for unit would look in the calculator as y1 and this is y2, and they're asking which of these systems would satisfy this table. So the first thing we notice is that when x equals 0, we have a y-intercept. So we have y-intercepts of 20 and 10. 20 and 10, possibility. 20 and 10, possibility. Not 20, not 10, not a possibility. Same thing with j. So we're down to these two systems. So all I'm going to do then is go to y equals, enter the first equation, enter the second equation. So that's 125x plus 10. And look at the table. Does 0 give me 20 and 10? Yes, it does. Does 5 give me 95? It does not. And this one does not give me 135. So that means that this system will not work for me. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to y equals and show you how it would look for the one that is the appropriate one. So here we have 15x plus 20 and 25x plus 10. I go look at their table, and 0 does give me the 20 and 10. I go to 5, and here is my 95 and my 135, like we see in the table that they gave us. And we go to 10, and we get 170 and 260, which again are the same as the table that they gave us. So G is indeed our correct answer. And clear out my calculator. So here we have a system of equations being represented by this table, and we need to write their equations. So we're going to have a y1 equation, and we're going to have a y2 equation. So let's go to Stat, Edit, and put in our x values, and then put in the y values from the first column. We're not going to put in this column, we're just going to do these one at a time. So we go back to Stat, calculate the linear regression. And this one is going to be y equals negative 2x plus 3, because our slope is negative 2 and our y-intercept is 3. So now we will go back to Stat, Edit, and we need to clear out the y column. The x column is going to stay the same. The L1 stays the same, but now we're going to enter these values, negative 7, 1, and 5. And now we'll go back to Stat, calculate the linear regression again. This time we have a slope of 1 and a y-intercept of negative 3. So if I go to y equals and put these equations in that I've come up with, and I look at the table of values, if I go to where x is negative 4, I should get an 11 and a negative 7, and I do. If I go to where x is 4, I get a negative 5 and a 1. And then if I go to where x is 8, I should get a negative 13 and a 5, and I do. So this is the system of equations represented by this table. In our last example, we have two lines here that cross at this point, and that would be the solution. But they didn't ask us for the solution, they asked us to write the equations. So I need to look at this first line, and I see that its y-intercept is negative 1. And to get to another point, I can go up 1, and I can go left 2, which is a negative 2. So for my first equation, I'm going to get y equals a negative 1/2 x, and my y-intercept is negative 1. For the second equation, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to look at the y-intercept, and from there to get to the next point on the line, I'm going to go up 1. And then for this one, I will be going to the right 4. So I have a slope of positive 1/4 and a y-intercept of negative 4. So this is my system of equations. Now if I wanted the solution, it's where they intersect, and that ordered pair is 4 Negative 3 is the one and only solution to these intersecting lines. Okay, so this has been writing systems of equations from a table or a graph, lesson 4 from Unit 6.